Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dr. Steve here, and I'm just sitting here in my office, and I want to prepare you because this is going to be one of my stranger videos. I've had some strange videos. This is going to be one of my stranger ones because in this video, I'm going to talk to you about a life lesson, or at least a business lesson, that we can learn from Frozen and Queen Elsa. So let me just give you the backstory real quick because you're probably wondering why on earth I'm talking about this. If you have kids, you've probably seen Frozen. You've probably seen Frozen a half a dozen times. I have. Guilty as charged. But I take a lot of responsibility for that because I love the movie. I think it's amazing. The animation, the story, the music, I just think it's amazing. And as you know, the more you watch a movie or read a book or whatever, you start getting more out of it. You start noticing things, you start realizing things. And most recently, I just saw Frozen the other day again. And most recently, just something occurred to me about Queen Elsa. About Elsa. So you know Elsa is the one with the magical powers. She can control ice and winter and all this fun stuff, and causes all kinds of problems. So she finds out she has powers when she's a kid, right? It becomes this great big fun for her and her sister. Let's go build a snowman, right? The whole song based around it. And then one day she hurts her sister, right? She zaps her in the head. They go to the trolls and they fix her right up and everything's hunky-dory again. But from that point on, what happens? Elsa now is living her life in total fear, right? She shuts everybody out. She basically spends her life in her room out of fear, right? Fear of what might happen. Fear of what might happen. And what's ironic is she spends her whole life locked away until she becomes the queen. And then what happens? Bad things happen anyway. She practically kills her sister anyway, right? And yet somehow, from Anna's act of true love, she winds up saving herself. But if it wasn't for that, her sister would have killed her anyway. So here's the moral of the story, is that she lived her whole life in fear. She shut the whole world out. She didn't do anything. She didn't experience anything. And the thing that she feared the most almost happened anyway. It almost happened anyway, right? Anna almost died, despite Elsa's whole life being afraid that she was going to get hurt again and something bad was going to happen, and it did anyway. So the moral of this story, the point of this diatribe that I'm throwing out there for you, is I want you to think about that for a second, because what's ironic is yesterday I wrote a blog post about fear and how a lot of people let fear stop them. And then it just occurred to me, like I watched this movie again and I'm like, holy crap, like this is the message that Disney is conveying in this movie. I didn't catch it the first few times. You probably know that in movies, the message is oftentimes geared towards the parent, not the kid. And a lot of the jokes and humor often goes right over the kid's head, and it's geared for adults. Well, the message sometimes is too, and it took me a while to realize the message in this movie. Obviously, yes, true love. Okay, yeah, an act of true love can save you, sure, whatever. That's magical, that's fairy tale. But the hidden message is that when you live your life in fear, the thing you fear the most might happen anyway. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's exactly what happened. So that is the moral of the story, and that's the message I'm trying to convey to you, because there's a lot of people that don't do things because they're afraid of what might happen. I know people that won't wear certain things because they're afraid of how they might be perceived, like how other people might think about them. I mean, to me, that's the most ridiculous thing, because they're worried about what people will think. They might not even say it to you, and you're worried about what they will think. And people won't take actions, people won't do things because they're afraid of what ifs, right? What might happen? Well, as you can see, that what if might happen anyway. So you might as well just go do it, right? Stop living your life in fear. Stop worrying about the what ifs. Stop worrying about what other people think or say or do. Worry about you. It's your life. You do what you want when you want. And don't worry about the what ifs. Because I promise you something, you're going to miss out on a whole lot of life if you live it in fear, if you're afraid of what might happen. Think about Elsa, right? Think about how much life she missed out on. I mean, she and her sister grew up apart because she shut herself in out of fear. And when you focus on something, it expands. So what happened? She focused on her fear. She focused on what might happen. And sure enough, that's what happened. So when you focus on something, it expands. So when you're constantly worried about what other people will think or worried about what will go wrong, it will go wrong. That's what you're focused on. Stop focusing on that. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want positive-wise, positive expectation, and just go about your day. Do what you want to do when you want to do it. Stop living in fear and do what matters to you. I have so many people that get started with me in Empower and get started with me with blogging, and they're afraid it won't work. Well, guess what? If you're afraid it won't work, the last words that go through your head are "it won't work." What if it doesn't work? The last words that go through your head are "it doesn't work." I used to play golf a lot, and I took lessons for a long time. I'm actually fortunate I have a friend who's a head pro at a local country club, and he told me there's a lot of psychology to golf. So when you're sitting there and you have to hit the ball over water, and you're sitting there saying to yourself, "Don't hit it in the water, don't hit it in the water, don't hit it in the water," what are the last 4 words that your brain hears? Hit in the water, right? In the water. Those are the last words that your brain hears. What's going to happen? Bloop. And sure enough, almost every time I'd hit it in the water. But I started thinking, hit it on the green, hit it on the green, hit it on the green. I wasn't thinking about the water anymore. I was hitting it straight, and my results were a lot better. Your mind is more powerful than you probably know. So the words that you use, you have to be very careful in which you choose them. So if you expect negative results, you're going to get negative results. If you live in fear and you're worried about what might happen, that what might is going to happen. And that's an important lesson that I but was reminded of from this movie, Frozen. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if there's something you've been wanting to do that you've been afraid of doing, just go do it. Stop worrying about what might happen, because A, it might not happen, and B, it might happen whether you do it or not. So just go do it. Stop worrying about it. Today's the New Year's Eve. Today's December 31st. Tomorrow is the new year. Now is the time for a good clean slate. Stop living in fear. Start doing the things that you want to do, and stop worrying about what might happen. And if one of those things has been working with me, if one of those things you've been reluctant to get started because what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work for me? What if I don't have the same kind of results? Stop that. Just wipe that slate clean. Click the link below this video. Get started. You can get started now. Did you know that you can get started? We have a 21-day blogging challenge starting today. And you can get a plug-and-play blog for yourself. You don't have to set it up or do anything. You just buy it and start blogging. You don't have to host it, design it, create it, develop it, anything. You just start blogging. And you can do that for $7. $7 can start you on a new path as of today, working towards a better result tomorrow. Click the link below this video and do that. It's $7. You have nothing to risk, nothing to lose, other than a positive expectancy. And I just wanted to share this message with you today, guys. So I know it sounds strange coming from a Disney movie, especially Frozen, but like I said, there was a message hidden in there that I realized. I wanted to share it with you. You might think I'm crazy. Leave a comment below if you think I am. Leave a comment below if you agree with me. Otherwise, this is Dr. Steve signing off, wishing everybody a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. I hope you have time to spend with your family and friends. Once again, Dr. Steve signing off. I'll see you next time.